Wow, that is the greatest list of comments and questions I've seen on these videos to date. It's very clear to me that you are all extremely passionate about grilled cheese sandwiches, which I love. That makes me very, very happy. I think it came across, I hope it did anyway, in the video that I really love them. And that's why I wanted to give all kinds of options for how to make them. And you all gave me just as many different variations of how you make them. Loved reading through all of them. Really, really awesome. I just wanted to highlight a few things. Some stuff just made me laugh in the comments a lot. Some of them are just brilliant ideas. The first one I wanted to mention was from Melody Lacey, and she said, "Did you ever cook a grilled cheese sandwich using the iron in the hotel room? You were right about the low setting. I used the rayon setting." That's brilliant. I love that. I've thought about using that iron in the hotel room. I've never done it for grilled cheese, but I've got a trip coming up soon, so I might report back on that. The rayon setting, I will remember that. I got another comment from R Mac who says, "Thanks, Dan. I just told my wife what she's doing wrong. I can't type what her response was." So I hope that means that it was, just too long of a response, and she was so thankful and happy. But my gut tells me that's probably not true. I think grilled cheese sandwiches are really divisive. I got another great one here from Tim 1328. He says, "If you like grilled cheese, you'll love grilled peanut butter sandwiches." And I actually saw another peanut butter sandwich that was grilled comment in there. So I'm going to try that. I mean, I keep telling you guys all these things to try, and I want to try one of your ideas. So grilled peanut butter sandwich might be on the menu for tonight, or maybe for lunch tomorrow. We'll see. Might have to make them for the whole Cooks Illustrated team if they're really good. Tim Sheets had a great question. He says, "Can you talk about buttering the bread versus buttering the pan when making a grilled cheese sandwich?" So my preference, if I have all the time in the world and can plan ahead, is to use softened butter and spread it on the bread first. That way I know I'm getting it perfectly evenly across the entire surface of the bread. So when I put it in the pan, I don't have to worry about whether I have a spot that doesn't have butter in it and that's not going to brown as well. That said, if you're in a hurry and you kind of want to move a little bit quicker, you can definitely add butter to the pan. The only thing is you don't want to crank that pan over high heat, put the butter in, and just to get it to melt, and then put the sandwich in, because then you're cooking over pretty high heat. So ideally, you still want to start over low heat. That sandwich I actually started in a cold skillet in the video, and then flip. So the second side cooks a little bit faster, but starting in a cold skillet means as it warms up, the sandwich warms up with it. So I would say if you're going to melt the butter in the skillet, just do it over low heat. Just start over low heat, and then as soon as it's melted, spread it around and get the bread in there. So it'll cut your time a little bit faster if you don't have softened butter, but it might be a little bit less even in terms of the browning. And then you've got that other side to cover as well. So ideally, you have softened butter on the counter. If not, you can also melt it in the microwave, brush it on. Those are my preferred methods. But obviously, you can do it in the skillet if you're rushed. And then, I had another question about top American cheese. There's plenty of people who thought American cheese was the worst idea ever, but I was also surprised and heartened to find that a lot of people really like American cheese. There's something incredibly nostalgic about it, but that melting ability is really, really incredible. And there's definitely a difference between high quality American cheese and lesser quality stuff. And so we've done a big tasting here in the test kitchen, as we do with all of our products that we test, really, really rigorous. And we do have a favorite, which is also my favorite. I think it's really great, is the Boar's Head American cheese. That's kind of our top one. Right below that, we have the Kraft Deli Deluxe American cheese, and below that, the Land O'Lakes Deli American cheese. So they have a higher ratio of cheese in them. Obviously, there's other stuff in American cheese, and they use the sodium citrate to keep it all in perfect emulsion. So you can get different qualities, but those are all really good picks. So thank you so much for all the comments on this one. They really, really made me laugh and made me smile. And the last thing I will say is that tomato soup seems to be a really important component of a grilled cheese sandwich. And I wish I had tomato soup that day when I made all of those grilled cheeses. So maybe I'll have to do tomato soup soon. Stay tuned. Thanks.